Hello, hello, my loves. Welcome back to today's episode of the Feminine Dating Podcast, the place where we dive deep into the essence of what it means to date with confidence and embrace our inherent feminine strength. I'm your host, Lillian Toscano, and I am so happy and glad that you're here joining me today. I had a bit of a problem with my mic, so let's hope that this works. Okay, so in today's episode, I am beyond excited about this episode. There's going to be so much to share. We're going to explore a very important topic. This is a crucial topic for every woman out there who's navigating the dating world today. And this is how to stay in your feminine in the early stages of dating and avoid the common mistakes that we make because we all make them. So I am here to help you because I've made lots of mistakes and I've learned from them. And I also help my clients with this. I see a lot of things that we do out there. And so I'm here to help you on how to stay in your feminine because it's so easy to go back to our old patterns of how we are in dating, or we may not even know that this is a pattern. So I'm gonna maybe shed some light on some of the things that you may be doing, so how to really stay in your feminine in the early stages of dating. And this can actually be a big challenge for a lot of us because we obviously want the relationship to move forward. We want this man, we want to captivate him, we want to have that relationship. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it's going fast enough, or we're just not getting what we want, or we think it has to be a certain way of how he should be, what he should be doing, what he should be saying. And so we have all these ideas, all these stories, and so that takes us away from being in our bodies, away from being in our truly being present with a man, and that puts us up in our mind, in our head, in our masculine energy, right? Thinking, strategizing, and coming up with a plan of how we're gonna really get this man. How are we going to attract them? And there's nothing in your mind that will get it. Let me tell you that. There's nothing you can say to a man, there's nothing you can plan out, there's no strategy that will get him to come to you. The best way to really attract a man and to really have him devoted and want to pursue you is to be in your feminine energy. And there's no strategy with feminine energy. With feminine energy, it is all feeling, it is all being, it is all it's like a switch that has to happen in you and not be goal oriented in any way. And I know this is really hard because we have been conditioned, right, to be very goal oriented. It's like, well, if I want something, these are the things that I need to do, these are the steps. And that's not how it works with feminine energy. And so I have a lot of clients that come to me, and in the beginning of our time together, they're so confused, and they're like, this feels like it's going against who I am. And it does feel like that in the beginning because you're so conditioned to have this like step by step strategize and think very linear. And that's not feminine energy. Feminine energy, honestly, is very messy. It's all over the place. There is no rhyme or rhythm to feminine energy. There is no logical answer. There's no logical thing. It's just a feeling. This is how I feel. And this is how I even talk to my beautiful hubby whenever we have conversations and I express my feelings. He wants to come up with like logical stuff, and I say, I love, you are married to a woman that feels, and there's no logic here. It's just, this is how I feel. And then he gets it. Then he's like, okay, your feelings. Okay, let's focus on that. So anyway, I'm not gonna keep bubbling about all these other stuff, but let's get started, okay? So grab yourself your favorite cup of tea, find yourself a cozy spot, and let's get to it. So, ladies, one of the most important things to remember in the very early stages of dating, that's crucial, that's very, very crucial, is to slow down, my love. Really slow down. In our fast paced world, it's easy to rush into things, right? It's easy to want things, the results to come like really, really fast because we're so used to Amazon or all of these other, things that just are so easy to get, right? And they come really fast. But when it comes to love, you really do have to slow it down. There's many, many reasons why you want to slow it down, but one of the main ones is because you want to really get to know this man and see whether he is in alignment with what you want, what you desire, right? Because when our brains are going really, really fast, we're not really thinking. We're just like kind of like going with these, like, the very early stages or feelings, which is lust. It's not really love, it's lust, right? And so we really need to slow it down. It's sort of like a slow melt, right? It's a slow melt. Like, allow yourself to really enjoy that time with the men that you are dating. I mean, I wish I could go back to when I started dating my hubby, because yeah, it is such an incredible time in the very early stages of dating. It's so much fun. But yeah, you definitely want to slow things down, and really there's no need to hurry up, right? There's no need to hurry when it comes to the matters of the heart. You want to slow it down and really get to know this man, right? Take your time to really get to know him um while you're dating, and I really allow this relationship to develop organically and naturally, right? So by slowing down, you create a space, right? You create a safe space for a deeper connection to flourish. And the man that you date is going to feel that from you, because you slowing down means that you are very confident in who you are. You're not in a rush to make anything happen with this man. You are really getting to know him and seeing if he's in alignment with you, right? So those are all like very high value type of woman, a woman who knows what she wants, and it's going to take her time to get to know a man. So she's not rushing. She's not a little girl who doesn't know what she wants. She's not a little girl who, is going to get involved with the fantasy. Like, she truly knows who she is and what she wants. So she's going to slow things down. Okay? So make sure that you're doing that. And this is a very feminine energy trait to have, right? And not just with the process of the dating, but also with when you do have conversations with this man. Slow down the way you speak, the way you communicate, right? And I do this with my husband all the time when I want to get really into my most like feminine energy, um like being. I slow down, like way down, right? I don't rush anything. I slow how I speak. I am very conscious of how slow I communicate. And it's not like this weird thing, but it's like very much in tune with what I'm feeling. So slow down, right? Slow down even when you speak. See how that feels. Like, even experiment on your, like, every, like a daily thing that you can do, and be like, okay, so today and like the next 30 minutes, I'm just going to slow down my movements. I'm going to slow down how I speak. I'm going to slow down everything and see how that feels. And you're going to see how it really, you go inwards, like it really connects you to your body. You really connect to your body in that way. So definitely slowing down. Okay. Another key principle that I feel that really, is to really embrace this, is the art of observation over control. Okay. And what I mean with this is that in the very early stages of dating, so I'm talking about, um, 0 to 3 months, right? uh, you want to really just observe this man. You want to be like a fly on the wall, basically, and just observe him and see who he is, how he acts, right? Instead of letting him know what he's doing wrong, or trying to control him or the situation, or how, controlling where he's taking you. I actually watched this TikTok video about a girl that, the guy took her to the cheese factory, and apparently that was like no good for her. And she was like, what is this? Like, I deserve better. Yada, yada, yada. And so I'm thinking, well, don't make the place that he takes you like a correlation to your value. Like, don't make that to be like, your value. Like, don't even like think about that, right? Wherever he takes you, just observe. That's the thing. It's like you're getting to know this man. The dating process in the, like I said, 0 to 3 months, is for you to just to see, is this my ideal partner, right? So if you are a very health conscious person, and this man is like doesn't care, he's just like loves to go to, I don't know, McDonald's, or like really greasy places where you're just not into that. That's not you. That is something you can see, like, well, is this man in alignment with what I want? Probably not. You probably don't have even like the same lifestyle. You probably will want to go to the gym, a few times a week. He's not going to want to get out of the couch. Like, those things are the things that you observe, but you don't try to control it. You don't try to like make him feel bad about it. You just observe that and be like, is this something for me? Right? So I know it's like human for us to want to correct, for us to want to control the situation, especially when we're so enthusiastic, right, about someone. But it's really important to resist that urge, right? So instead, just observe how he behaves, right? Really listen to what he says, pay attention to his actions, because by doing so, you gain valuable insights into who this man is, what is his character, and what are his intentions, right? Because remember, the way someone treats you is going to reveal so much more than what he says, right? So really pay attention to how he treats you, and observe him, and not make any judgments, not make any ideas, not make any stories about anything, right? Just observe, and not try to control or resist or make him feel bad or criticize him or blame him for anything at that moment. From 0 to 3 months, you're not doing any of that. You are not trying to correct him, not even in the nicest, most sweet way. Okay, I know. We sometimes do that. So this time is just for you to see. And I have this is what I do with my clients, and you can do that yourself, where every time you go on a date, you can come back home and do a little bit of journaling and just like really get in tune with your body, and see how it felt, right? Was it exciting? What was it about it that you really enjoyed about this man? What tools did you use while you were out with this date, right? Maybe there is certain things that you really enjoyed about it. Maybe there are certain things that you felt that you did that felt really good to you. You can write those things down, so then you can repeat that pattern, right? Just like you can get rid of the patterns that don't serve you, you can gain new patterns that do serve you. So see what patterns you have, and then you can be like, okay, you know what, this thing that I do really serves me because it feels good to me, it feels good to my date. Maybe you're so good at like coming up with like really interesting questions, right? That's something that you want to do, like write down like some really interesting questions. And that takes me to my next point. Okay, now let's talk about showing interest. Okay, this is really important, and it is very feminine to show interest. And I actually had a conversation with my brother. He's single, by the way. So if any of you are in Vancouver, I have a single brother. But anyway, I was talking to my brother, and we were just chit chatting about stuff. And then he was sharing with me how this is something that he's noticed, that either it's a lot, like it's too much interest, or just not enough interest that the person is showing. And I find that it's perfectly fine to let someone know that you're interested in them, right? But of course, there is essential to have like the right balance of how that you're showing interest, but you're not like trying to make something happen, right? There is a balance of energies. So being able to show interest is actually very feminine, and it's not something that's gonna seen as needy, or that you are pushing something, but you're actually genuinely showing interest. So this is what I did with my husband when I was dating, and when I happened to catch like see him, and I was interested in him, and I was like, oh, like, this is the thing, ladies, like, you have so much more control than you think, and you have so much more power than you think, and you ultimately are the one who gets to choose the man, not the other way around. It doesn't work the other way around. You get to choose the man. So what I did is, when I saw my husband and I chose him, and I was like, ooh, I like this man, right? I just said to him while we were dancing, it was like this, we were like going around dancing. So the women are the ones who go, to each man, and we take turns dancing. And so when I got to him, I said to him, oh, I feel nervous, or like, you make me nervous. That's what I said. Oh, you make me nervous. And that's all I needed to say for him to know that I was interested. See, eye contact, I was smiling, and I was sharing, I was being vulnerable, that he made me nervous, right? And I know this is like very bold. It can be for some of you. You may think like, oh my gosh, I would never, ever, ever see myself saying something like that. But this is the type of thing that you need to show if you're interested in a man. If you really want to get that amazing guy that you want, you need to show that you are interested, right? And it's very, like, very feminine. There is nothing, you're not gonna lose anything by showing your interest. And if this man, I mean, if my husband was like, well, whatever, then I would have known and kept going, and would have found someone else, right? So it didn't kill me. I'm still here. and 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 I'm now married to this amazing guy. So, yes, make sure that when you are going on these dates, that you're showing it through your body language, right? Your beautiful warm smile, right? And that you're actively listening to him, like you're really showing your interest in him, right? So it's like, it's never like, an interesting person is not the person that has the most interesting things to say, but is the person that's more interested in others, that is more interested in you. When you find someone that's so into you, that's so interested in you, getting to know you, that makes that person so much more interesting, right? So show that you're interested in him, right? Let him know also that you enjoy his company, right? So if he takes you out on a date, I would highly suggest that on that date, at the end of the date, you let him know that you really enjoyed the date, that you had a lot of fun, that it felt so good, that you felt so good with him in his presence, that you felt so safe, that you felt so cared for, that you haven't laughed in like that in so long, that he makes you smile, that just thinking of him puts a smile on your face. Like, those little things are so feminine and so beautiful, and that's the things that will attract them to you, right? So but of course, avoid overwhelming them with like constant messages like, oh, you're so cute, oh, you no, let's not do that, okay? Or trying to push the relationship to move forward, because we are going to slow down, but we're going to show how we actually feel about this person, about this man. And I find that this is a key element in showing our interest, right? So I'm going to do another episode, I believe, next week on how to flirt, because I find that a lot of women don't know how to flirt in their feminine energy. And this is especially for us more like shy women. Like, I'll put myself in that category, because I used to be, and I feel like I'm still, but I used to be very, very shy. Like, I'm more of an extrovert, but I would say that I do have some introverted tendencies. And I did so much more when, years ago, when I really couldn't, when I was still trying to figure out who I was. And I was so, closed off, and I wasn't as bubbly as I am today. I was completely different. So I do want to share that. I think I'll do an episode next week on that, on how I kind of came out of, I even want to say like how I came out of the closet, but I'm not gay or lesbian. But anyway, so like how I came out and how I became the person that I am today, and I am so happy to be who I am today. It really makes me very fulfilled being able to share how I really feel, having some interesting conversations with people, and really being this bubbly, happy person that I am. And it's not like a show. It's not that, if you meet me in person, you'll see I'm the same girl. If we were to go out for coffee or have like, a glass of wine, I'm not drinking, by the way, but if we were to go, I'll be the same girl. I'm like very bubbly. I love to laugh. This is just who I am. And there was a process for me to get here. So I'm going to teach you that process. So if you're a shy, introverted girl who has been closed off and you want to learn how to get yourself out there and flirt and learn to flirt as a feminine energy woman, then stay tuned for next week. So, that brings me to the end, my love, of today's episode. Oh my gosh, it went by so fast. So remember, staying in your feminine energy in the early stages of dating is about embracing your authentic self. Okay, we're not changing you. We're just allowing the relationship to, or allowing yourself to just fully be you, right? And allowing this relationship to evolve naturally. So slow down, observe, and show your interest in a balanced way. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning into the Feminine Dating Podcast. And if you have any questions or topics that you had like me to cover in the future episodes, please feel free to reach out to me and let me know. Last thing that I wanted to share with you before I go is I've had some of you message me in regards to my master classes, especially the last one that I did, um, which was how to find high quality men offline. And so what I did was I actually created something very, very special for you ladies. I created a bundle. It's called the Feminine Masterclass Bundle. And I have 3 masterclasses there that I've done in the past that are so incredible, powerful, and I'm sure you ladies are gonna love it. So this is now available for you. It is only $47 right now. As I do more masterclasses, I may end up like adding more to this bundle, but right now it's the 3 masterclasses that I have there, and it's over 5 hours of material. So you have lots to cover there. And I also have, during the master classes, I did a lot of like exercises and different tools that I share. So you have it all packed in there. Like it's all for you for $47, lifetime access to all 3 master classes. And yeah, so if you're interested in purchasing that bundle, I'm going to leave the link below. And yeah, so let me know if you have any other questions, my love. Thank you so much for joining me. And until the next one. Okay, bye.